and hope you all had a restful night's sleep. Thank you all for all those who subscribed from the previous live streaming, and welcome. So today, happy Friday. Hope you all are doing great. So today I'm going to talk to you about how to stay unbothered. So welcome. Make sure that when you join, you thumbs up the live streaming so it will make more person to come in, okay, and support this channel, okay, that we are building. Okay, so welcome everybody. We just hit 2.94k. So congratulations to all of us. Okay, thank you all. You're the one who made this possible. So let us talk how to feel, how to stay unbothered, how to feel, how to stay unbothered, and hope you all had a restful night sleep. Let us start. Number one, never say more than necessary. The reason why I said that is, a lot of time we speak without listening, and then sometimes we say things that was never asked. The question wasn't asked in the first place. So how to stay on border? Say, never say more than necessary. Always remember that you have to learn to lock your mouth. Not everything good for eat, good for talk. You understand? Never say more than necessary. Don't say too much. Okay? Don't say too much because you don't want to say too much, and then you that is why I say oversharing on social media. Try and avoid oversharing. Start to keep part of your life private as possible, and just share things that you want to share. Because a lot of time I hear people say like, oh, you're in my business and you're too fast or whatever. How can I be in your business? I cannot be in your business. Like, I'm just speaking metaphorically. If you're gonna put certain things on social media, people cannot know what is going on in your life. If you decide to take up your phone or your camera and decide to record and share things, people can't know. So sometimes that is why I say never say more than necessary if you want to stay unbothered. Stay unbothered. Number two, don't allow your emotion to overpower your intelligence. A lot of times we make our emotion get the best of us, and it overpower our intelligence. We are not thinking. We just keep on speaking, and saying things unnecessary because we are. I know as women we are emotional being, like we cry a lot. We are emotional human being, but at the end of the day, you can't allow your emotion to overpower your intelligence. You have to make sure that you are thinking and you are not doing too much. You are not making your emotion control your brain, your thoughts, your action, or whatever. So always remember how to stay on board. Number three, lower your expectation from others. Okay, do not the reason why I say lower your expectation from others, a lot of times I find like we have this narrative that we have a way that this is how a person is supposed to live, this is what they're supposed to do. So we have that expectation with what we want from them, what we want to see them do, and how to live their life. But we have to remember that each of us have a life to live as individual. So lower your expectation from others. I always leave room for disappointment when it comes to human being in general, because I realize like sometimes you can control people. You can never control, you cannot control nobody. You have to control your own self. So you have to remember, lower your expectation from others. Always expect the unexpected, if I must say. Please, thank you all for stopping by. Please thumbs up the live streaming as well. Let your success do the talking. So how to stay on board and let your success do the talking. Not everything you're doing or what's going on in your life, like if you are working towards a goal or dream, you have to come out and flap out your mouth. Wait until everything is over, everything is good, you have accomplished that, and then you can share your knowledge or share what you have accomplished with others if you choose to. So let your success do the talking. If you, when people see, then they will know, oh, I didn't know she was doing that. Yes, that is why they say sometimes silence is golden. Sometimes you walk in silence and let your success do the talking. That is how to stay unbothered. Number five, to 10 people, right? 18 different opinions. Stop pleasing all. So there are, in this world here, we have different set of people. We have people who don't care what people think, and there are people who care, and there are people who just live their life unapologetically, just like me, and there are people who just live You just live free, free, free as a bird. So 10 people, 10 different mindset, 18 different opinions. So people will always have an opinion of you. So that's why you have to learn to stay unbothered. Don't let every little thing bother you. You have to have like a little backbone, as we say in the Caribbean, have a little backbone whereby not every little thing you want to make disturb your peace or take control over your mind, your body. Understand? So always remember 10 people, 18 different opinions. They will have different of opinion of you or what they perceive you, how they want to see you. Okay? How to stay unbothered, number 6. Remember your haters are your biggest fan. So I heard one of the twins said that already. You remember sister, Tia and Tamara. I think she used that line, that phrase, remember your haters are your fans. If you don't have any haters, that means you have not make it. But I am saying, remember your haters are your fans. Remember, sometimes people hate on you unnecessarily for nothing. They don't know you. They don't know nothing about you. They don't know your real life. They don't know nothing. They just hate you for no reason at all. Some people minds are constantly make up like if they don't like you, they just don't like you. So always remember your haters are the biggest fan. Sometimes the people who sometimes troll in the comment section, they are haters. I call them haters, so you understand? Because I say if you have so much hate in your heart for somebody you don't know on social media, you don't never meet in life, why are you so bothered on what they are doing with their life? That is why I always say live your life unapologetically. That is why you will stay unbothered, because when they say something, you will not have a problem with what they want to say. People can talk. People will talk about you until the day you die. Or when they're dead, they still are going to chat you. So always remember to live your life unbothered. You cannot control the narrative or what people think about you. Okay, how to stay unbothered. Number 7, don't don't be aspire to be perfect. Don't aspire to be perfect. We are imperfect human beings. So don't aspire to be perfect. There is no perfect human being. We all, that is why I said previously we are gonna make mistakes. So always remember that don't be aspire to be perfect. Aspire to be imperfect so that you can make mistakes, you can learn from them, and you and stop be so judge until you wanna be able to judge yourself too much. You will be able to be a little bit more lenient and appreciate love of yourself or the things that you do. You will not feel like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, or whatever. Always remember that don't be aspire to be perfect, but always aspire to be a perfect human being, and always remember aspire to be the best version of yourself, because remember we are imperfect human beings. That is how you're gonna stay unbothered. Okay, number 8, know your truth and walk in it. Knowing who you are as an individual, okay, you're gonna know your truth. You know your truth. Only you alone know your truth. Sometime you understand, know your truth. Some people will have an opinion, they will have a narrative, they will have all different type of ideas or opinion of you, but don't let that stop you from living your life. Stay unbothered. Let them speak. Let them speak. You can control people. People, everybody have a mind. They're gonna talk. They're gonna talk. They're gonna talk. They're gonna yap them more from now until the end of time. What are you going to do? You're gonna sit there. You're gonna stop speak. You're gonna live your life like you are afraid of living. That is why sometimes when you step out of your door feeling brave, confident with your shoulder up, your head held high, and go out and live your life. And that is how you're going to stay unbothered as well. If you always step out of your house and thinking, oh, somebody might judge me or say something if I go out and wait, listen to me. Be yourself at all times. You understand? You see, when you be yourself, there is nothing more um there is nothing more I'm trying to find the word, nothing more fulfilling than when you are living in your truth and you are living your life. You're gonna stay unbothered. It doesn't matter what people opinion of you. That is why I have this line and this phrase that I say, your opinion of me, okay, is not the opinion that I have of myself. You understand? My opinion of myself is that I'm an imperfect human being. I'm gonna make mistakes, but at the ending of the day, I am important, I am unique, I am wonderful, I am brave, I'm smart, I'm intelligent, I'm one of a kind. All these things are what you have to tell yourself. Living your truth. You understand? A lot of people have intelligence, but they are the most ignorant and deceitful set of people. They don't have any form of compassion, gratitude, and thing. They feel like they are always on top, they are more than people. Because sometimes intelligence doesn't mean common sense. Common sense is when you have the notion, trying to know that what you are doing is, you are not doing, what you are doing is hurting you, right? And what you are saying and the word that's come out of your mouth is gonna hurt somebody else. So always remember, before you do anything, always think thoroughly. Okay? How to stay on brother number 9. Okay? Don't be afraid to say no. That is something I have constantly speak on my live streaming constantly. Don't be afraid to say no. No is something a lot of people afraid to say no. You see me, in the beginning I used to be like, this country has made me realize like I was too I was too what you call it? It's like people like step over you. Like I was too naive, I must say. Like I used to afraid to say no because I didn't want to hurt people's feelings, and I used to always say, I don't want to say no. I'm gonna try my best to do whatever. But sometimes, let me tell you something. You're gonna destroy your inner peace. You're gonna destroy yourself in the end for people who don't care about you. Because sometimes, let me tell you something. You see, when you I realize that I have learned since I've come in this country, so I've opened my eye a lot. It's like I always used to be there for a person and say yes, 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 and yeah. And I realized that the day that I said no is the day I become the enemy, the worst person they ever met in their life, and I never did nothing for them and all these things. But let me tell you something. That is why I stay on border. I'm living in my truth. I There's a reason for saying no, and you explain yourself, you move along. If you want to keep me up in your heart, that's your business. I am not gonna make you make me stagnant and make me not live in my truth, and because I said no. That is why I've come to say no. When I don't have, I'm gonna say no. When you come with me with something and you want to say, oh, you want to partake, I say no. If you're gonna come to me, oh, I want to this, no. I've no have become more easier for me. I know it's gonna take a while for a lot of person because you have some people they are just giving, giving, giving. But sometimes people take your kindness for weakness, and then sometimes they don't really need it. But because they know that you're giving and you're selfish person, right? You will just give to them, they will always come and ask you without even thinking. Sometimes you yourself are struggling and you will say no. You will explain yourself no. And then they say, I say, why you say no? You have it. I didn't want to give me. Like, listen to me. It's one thing I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna go into debt with for nobody debt. I'm gonna cram. I'm not gonna accumulate those things for somebody because I want them to love me or like me, or I don't want them to have a different concept of who I am. Listen to me. You will have a different concept of me whether I say yes or no. And even sometimes when you say yes to the person, right? They're still gonna have something negative to say about you because if they don't get the amount that they need, you see, when it comes to money as well, people is like you will see people true colors. That is why I said start to say no from early so that you are breaking that cycle and that habit. You are breaking that generational curse that a lot of people feel entitled to, that you're supposed to give them. And if you say no, something is wrong, yo, you have it, give me. Not because you have something that you will constantly have somebody coming knocking at your door, give me, give me, give me, and you giving them. Sometimes you have to let them go and fish. You understand? You have to give them the hook line and let them through and catch their own fish. You can't always give them because if you constantly, they will use you until you don't have nothing for yourself. You will give her everything, and when you give her everything, these are the same person. Sometimes you're gonna ask them for help and they will not help you. Sometimes these are the people that don't check upon you until they are in a situation or they want something, they'll find you. So that's why I say stay unbothered. Know how to keep yourself active, how to learn to keep yourself occupied with things that are that you enjoy, and don't occupy your time thinking of what people have the narrative of how you're supposed to live your life. So live your life unbothered. Live your life. Start today. We are in the we're in the like in the second week of December, and we cannot go. You cannot listen. You don't have to change who you are as a person. You can just do things that you um, know that you are not going to accept anymore for 2025. You just continue to be yourself, but you just have to just have boundaries going into 2026, because you cannot expect um people, what a lot of time I find, like, people, what people expect of you, sometimes they do not have the expectation for themselves. So that I why I say, stay, how to stay unbothered. Don't let the people problem and people success and the way people do things and bother you. You stay unbothered, focus on you and focus on betterment of yourself. Not take up nobody problem, not take up anybody problem. I'm gonna repeat it on your head. Let people sort out themselves. Cause you sometimes you take up people problem on your head more than you take up your, you go sleep and wake up in the night, you with people problem. You have to stay unbothered. You have to know when to say no. I can't help you with that thing. You need to go and ask somebody else for help. I cannot take on that. So you understand, you have to show tough love in situation like that. So that's why I say stay unbothered. Sometimes you're allowed to afraid of saying no, because of what people response and people opinion and whatever person will say. Even in families, you understand, brother, sister, cousin, uncle, you have to say no at times when you remember you're trying to stay on body, so you can't really take on people's stress. That is why don't be afraid to say no is very important. Okay, and always remember that sometimes know when to speak and know when to hold your mouth. Not everything good for eat, good for talk. Not everything you have to spill out in the open and let people know your business, people know every move of your life. So that is why I said be careful with the oversharing on social media as well. That's gonna help you to stay unbothered, because they don't have anything to chat about. You see, when it comes to your relationship, keep it, yeah, people will know that you have somebody, you or whatever, but you don't share your life like that on social media. Don't come and say, oh, this is my partner and this is what we're gonna do here, this is what we're gonna do. Every move you make, every step you take, everything you do, your poop shit part, anything you do, you're sharing it on social media. And then when the house come tumbling down, right, you can't stay unbothered with these things, because you put it out there. So when the things start to tumble down on you start to blame social media. That is why I say, in order to stay unbothered, stop sharing too much. Let people think. Let them have their opinion of how, oh, I'm not seeing you, you don't have nobody. Not because you don't share your personal life or post somebody, that mean that your relationship is not going good. Some social media gonna make you and break you, so you have to know how to prioritize what you share on here and what you keep private in your private life. As a social media person, like a person who do content like me, you see anything I share on here, it's because I want to share it. That is why I will stay unbothered. Nobody will have anything to talk and say, oh, whatever, because I avoid oversharing. I share things that I feel necessary that somebody else can say, oh, I'm on this journey, or oh, I want to do this, or oh, I was thinking of doing it, but no, you show me another way. These are things like sharing things like for example, you might say, oh, I went through a scenario like whereby I was trying to, I'm just giving an example. I was trying to bake, but I didn't know how you had to put X and that. And then you come and share that. That is something you need to do. Like, that is how you're gonna stay unbothered here on social media, because you're not oversharing. You're sharing things that can help people and not things that people can talk about you in the end to make you look bad and try to pull down and assassinate your character. You have to be very careful. You know, say, and always remember, when you come on social media, when you see people do certain things, sometimes people do certain things, but it's not reality, it's not their real life. Sometimes people do things for views, likes, and click. But I am say sometimes when you do these things, and sometimes these things harm you as a person, right? And then sometimes when you are trying to slow down and try to stop doing these kind of things, you can't stay unbothered, because you have put out so much thing out there that you have tried to do you have to try to do like the thing that you put out there. You have to try to do damage control, when sometimes the damage control, sometimes it's gonna hit you, and then you start to feel the after effect of what you put out. So I always gonna advise you, as a person, if you're influencer or content creator, whatever, on social media, be careful of the things that you say, be careful of the things that you do and you put out on here if you want to stay unbothered. You want to wake up in the morning and be able to open your social media account without the fear of judgment from people who don't even know you. So if you don't put out certain things, people won't know what's happening in your life. Sometimes you have to bite your tongue, swallow your words, keep it inside you as well. Sometimes when you are trying to work on a project or you are trying to upgrade your life, you don't have to come on and say, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Do it in silence. Okay, in case it doesn't work out, you don't have to come on social media to explain yourself. That I want to say, that is why I say how to stay unbothered. So you don't have to come on here and explain yourself and say, oh, it didn't work out and this is what happened and wherever, and you have to do part 1, part 2, part 3. If you never open your mouth, you have to do part 1, part 2, part 3. Do your thing. If you fail, then you go over and you do it. And then in the long run, if you want like to say, what, I've come a long way. It has been 5 years since I've been in whatever, and I just want to share with this young person to let them know these are some steps you can take. That's what you do, okay? How to stay unbothered. Always remember, people are gonna have an opinion of me, you, and everybody, but don't let their opinion of you stop you from living your life. Stay unbothered. Let people talk. Let people talk. They have a mouth. Let them speak. You understand? Sometimes people speak themselves until they chat them own self. So sometimes you have to just leave them, let them go about their day. Okay? I hope that today's live streaming has been very informative to you today. How to stay unbothered. And for those of you who just come in the live, the first one was never say more than necessary. The second, don't allow your emotion to overpower your intelligence. Number 3 was cover your expectation. Okay, lower your expectation. Now cover, lower your expectation from others. Number 5, 10 people, 18 different opinions. Stop pleasing all. Number 6, remember your haters are your fan. Remember your haters gonna be your motivators, and eventually they can become your fan. But at the end of the day, if people want to consider themselves as haters, that is their problem. But I consider people as human beings. But I'm just only using the word metaphorically. Your haters are your fans. So you put it whatever how you want, and don't be aspired to be perfect because we are imperfect human beings. Number 8, know your truth and walk in it. And number 9, don't afraid to say no. So these were the 9 things you can do to help you stay unbothered. I hope that today's live streaming has been informative and you have learned something. Even if you take away 2 of these ways, okay, to help as starting point in how to stay unbothered. If you have any more, please leave it in the comment section. Thank you all for the thumbs up. Thank you for the like, the shares, and also thank you for all those who subscribe to the channel. We are new here. Welcome. Thank you all once more, and thank you for the love and support. Hope you all have an amazing Friday afternoon, morning, or night. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, and always remember, be careful when you're driving on the road. Don't drink and drive. Have a designated driver if you have to. And always remember, keep your eyes on the road. Put your phone down and focus, because 1 second can cost your life and it can just disrupt you. So always remember to keep your eyes on the road and keep functional. The phone can wait. Okay? You only have one life to live, so live your life unapologetically. And always remember that self-love is the best love. Until next time, love, peace, and light to you and your beautiful family. And if you're watching me alone, thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.